Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. In today's video, we are going to try on and review the Natasha Denona Hy-Glam Powder Foundation. I finally got the occasion to pick this up. I sort of was sitting on the sidelines about it because I have mature skin, and I just, my skin is also normal to dry combo, and I live in a desert. So I have a lot of things against me when it comes to powder foundations. Now, even when I was younger, I really wasn't a fan of them. I never I tried powders in the past, but it wasn't like a staple in my routine. And so, but I did watch a lot of videos on it. I don't normally do that when I want to review a product because I don't want to be tainted by what other people are saying. But I have to say that first I wanted to get an idea, do I want to invest in this? I did use a coupon to get this. I think, I believe Ulta was doing like 20% off or something, or it might have been 10 off of 50, and it was on a prestige. And so I did save $10 or $15 on this product, but nonetheless, even at that, it's an investment. And so I refreshed my memory. I went back, excuse me, because this has been out for 2 months now. I did try it yesterday, and I'll tell you a bit more about that as we go as well. So I am going to bring this up on the Ulta website. By the way, Ulta is having a really good sale. It depends on what your level is. So like I'm a diamond, and so I got 20% off, and it's for prestige too. So it's kind of tiered, like 20%, 15, and then I think 10. I think it depends on what level you're on, sort of like when Sephora does their sales. And so yeah, I just want to let you know that, because if you are interested in this, I don't know how long that coupon is good for, but you might want to look into that. So this is, let's get into the background of this, what it says here. So it says, she calls it a Hy-Glam Powder Foundation. And so Natasha has started this little subculture within her brand, and she's calling it Hy-Glam. And so I guess this is like an extension of it. Summary says, following the success of her viral Hy-Glam Concealer sensation, we're going to use that today, Natasha Denona introduces her Hy-Glam Powder Foundation. This Blurring Flex Tech Hybrid Powder delivers a poreless, oil-controlled, perfected second skin finish while caring for your skin. It says it's available in 36 shades. The features are, it's a matte finish, it has a hydrating feel, it's silky and blendable, a flexible formula, lightweight and comfortable, natural finish, wide shade range, medium buildable coverage. It says it is packed with natural antioxidants such as resveratrol, flavonoids, and ellagic acid. I don't know if I'm saying that right. These help protect the skin against environmental stressors and pollutants and keep the skin looking fresh and revitalized. It says it's made with biomimetic pigments, and it's a flexible powder formula that moves with the skin, and it's not supposed to break up or flake, and it gives you this airbrushed looking results. It contains Berry Flex Vita to help maintain the skin's hyaluronic acid to support hydration, and it's got anti-inflammatory properties which promote a calmer, more even skin tone. It's paraben-free, it's fragrance-free, it's mineral oil-free, it's talc-free if that's important to you, D5-free, and microplastic-free. And then for how to use, Natasha Denona has like an under 3-minute video on her page. If you follow her on YouTube, she shows you how to use it and different ways you can use it. If you use it as a foundation, best results, use the sponge provided. in the component to blend the powder into the skin for a seamless medium to high coverage finish. Used directly on top of the Hy-Gen Prime Serum or spot conceal with the HYGLAM Concealer before applying the HYGLAM Powder Foundation. You can also use this as a setting powder. So if you want to use it that way, you can use that way too. I don't know if I mentioned this, but it does retail for $55. So it is a significant hit to your wallet. And so that is the background on it. Now I got shade N3. Oh, and one other thing I should mention. While this is $55 to buy the whole component with the makeup inside it, but it is, you can buy refillable pans for $39. So if you really love it and you have a coupon down the road or points at Ulta, for example, you can just, you know, refill it and it doesn't hurt as much. But the initial purchase, you got to buy the whole component, obviously. So I picked up shade N3. Like I said, I got N3. That's a shade I know up against my skin. It probably looks really light, but it actually works for me. So what I did to prep my skin, because I think it's important to talk about this. If you are over 40 and you have any sense of dry skin, maybe not so much for oily, but certainly for dry, or you live in a very dry or arid sort of climate, I think this is important to note. So I just want to bring it up and mention to you what I did. So I use, and I've brought this up before, I really love the Natasha brand. So I took her Camellia Cleansing Oil and her Rice Polish. This, I've used the classic one, but this time I ordered the gentle one. And I sort of like put the oil in my hand and then I added this. I don't normally do that. I normally use them separately, but because this is water activated, but I just dumped it onto the oil in the palm of my hand and I kind of made that, you know, grainy sort of feel that you get from this. And then I really, you know, polished it into my skin and rinsed it off. And so it's a nice way to use those two products. Then I went in with the Dewy Serum, which I love, and the Dewy Skin Cream. So those are the 4 Natasha products I used to get ready to use this product. And then I bought this Fat Water Hydrating Milky Toner Essence from Fenty Skin, and you can see I've been powering through this. I really love this product. If you have oily skin, she has a version for oily skin people, but this is the one that's recommended for skin like mine, normal dry combo, living in a dry climate. Yeah, and so it smells nice too. It smells like tea, like a nice pleasant tea smell. So I use this kind of like a primer. I put this over all the Natasha. I want to try putting a primer on, and I do have the, shouldn't have taken my glasses off, the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. So this is a very nice primer. This is what it looks like. It is illuminating. So there it is. And I'm going to try using this just on one side of my face. Actually, I think I'm going to use it all over because this is really hydrating. And I'm telling you, if you have mature skin or you're dry, you need to really prep your skin for, it's not just this product. I would say it's for any powder foundation that you're going to use. Without further ado, let's just start to get into this application here. I am going to do what Natasha recommends you do, and that is to start off with the HYGLAM Concealer. Now, I have shade N4. I probably could have used N3, but N4 works for me. Incidentally, when I just used her product to try to shade match, it told me there's a chart on the Ulta website. I think it's probably on the Sephora, it's probably on her website. There's a chart that shows you if you've tried her concealer to match it up in the chart, and it gives you recommendations. Natasha Denona's site actually recommends that I do N45, which would be N4, but they're saying I could use N4 or 5. I just felt like it was a little dark. I probably could pull it off, but I just decided to go with the N3. So I'm gonna go ahead and spot conceal. I think we're at a point where we can try this on now, and we're really gonna put this to the test. So I've got a clean pink puff ready. I'm not gonna use hers. And I'm just gonna go in, pick up some of that product, and we're gonna start to get it on. So there's the shade. So I think it's a good shade match. And I have to tell you, because I don't wear powder foundations, this is kind of a learning curve to use this. Now, I'm gonna point out something to you right away. I don't know if you can see this, but the spot where I kind of dragged it down, you see where there's like kind of like a line there? And now I have to kind of like fill that in to kind of get that to not look that way. This is one of the problems that I had with this powder foundation yesterday. I was like, why is this not like laying right on my skin? And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not gonna blame the product. Maybe I need to prep my skin. So I dipped in a little bit more, and I mean, this is the way Natasha Denona puts it on. She like literally, like, she doesn't pat. She kind of does this, you know? Now, right away, I can tell you that I already like this sponge more than the one that it came with. All right, so I'm going to do, I'm not going to put it under my eyes, but I'm going to do what I would normally do up here, and that is I'll kind of tap a powder in, kind of like to set, because I feel like that's like the oily part of my under eyes. Okay, so that's the application of this foundation. When I look at myself from far away in my mirror, I feel like it looks good, but I'm really not gonna know until this video is over and I play it back, to be honest with you, because without my glasses on, my eyesight's not great. I'll put them on real quick here to see if I can tell. And I am not loving how this looks on my skin. I'm gonna try this Flower Beauty. I think this is like a blush brush. That's how I've used it. I'm gonna see if I could just kind of like buff this out a little bit and see if that helps. I really thought that today would be much better because of how I prepped my skin. I just feel like I can see like any like minute little, I don't have a lot of lines on my face, but this is kind of accentuating like any of that real fine texture. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go into this Hyper Natural Face Palette. This is Natasha Denona's palette. I have a full review of this in my eyeshadow palette review list. I have a playlist if you want to go back and watch that. I do have some of it on my eyes already. I actually used this in all over my eyes, and then I went into the everyday shade. And so let's go ahead and finish this face and see if we can salvage this. I'm gonna go ahead and use her bronzer that's in this palette. Everybody that has tried this said to use powder, don't mix creams and powders with it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick with powder. I really like this palette a lot. In fact, when the last Sephora sale came up, it was one of the palettes that I recommended for the sale. I know some people don't care for it, but I really like the portability of this palette. Now I'm going to go in, I'm going to use the Flower Beauty, and I'm going to go into the blush. I'm hoping that you can see this. I could see that a little bit of the foundation came off the tip of my nose, but that is to be expected. It's so hard to get foundations to stay on the nose. Okay, so that's where we're at so far. Okay, so that's this palette. Pretty much used everything in there. And then I want to go in with her. This is another HYGLAM. What is she? HYGen. So this is Hyper. She has HYGen, and then she has the HYGLAM. This is the Skincare Infused Glow Beautifier, and I have shade Light. Now you can use this under and you can use it over. I'm going to use it over. Let's see how this looks if we add some of this glow. So that's the beautifier. And then to finish this off, like to set it, I'm gonna use something very hydrating and maybe kind of glowy. Using a more matte foundation, or in this situation, a powder, I will go in with something more hydrating, more glowy. Before I do that, I just want to get close again. And now I'm gonna go ahead and spray this on. Okay, I'm gonna take the headband off and we'll assess. I feel like this product, this Rare Beauty, really helped. I'm probably going to try this foundation one more time, and this time I'm going to not put a primer underneath it. I don't know if the Rare Beauty primer was a bridge too far, and maybe I just should have left, just left the prep on and then tried it, and that's what kind of changed how it was, how it was sitting on my skin. So I'm gonna try that, and then I can pin a comment and I can let you know if that, if I liked it any better. So yesterday, prep wasn't great. I used the little sponge that came in this, and I didn't like the way it was like looking on my chin, and I didn't like the way it was looking like right here, okay? This time, I prepped my skin really well to give it a really good try, and then I added this Rare Beauty primer, which maybe I shouldn't have done, I don't know. I'll just have to do a third try on it. And I I felt like it looked weird. I just didn't like the way it was sitting on the cheeks, around here. It was more, it almost looked like it was more bad because it was like worse in those other areas that I didn't notice yesterday. That's kind of what I mean about this product as far as like wrapping up my thoughts on it. Like I said, I'm going to do a third try, but it is, if you don't have any patience to kind of play around with this, and really try it different ways, and you kind of got to get that perfect, I think, to get the optimal look of this. If you want to, because it is supposed to be blurring and everything. So, but I'm talking about people with dry skin, textured skin, and definitely mature skin. By the way, anything over 35 years old, they consider mature, okay? But for the intents and purposes of my channel, I'm really referring to people like over 40 when I use the term mature when it comes to beauty. So the jury is still out. I do think from a distance, I think it looks really nice on my skin. Like, I don't really have a problem with it at all. When I get really close, and I've got a lot of bright light on me in this room. I mean, I do that so that you can see the products as well as I can illustrate them to you. Like I said, it's okay. You know, it's fine. I made it work. I'm going to try it one more time, and this time I'm going to try it without a primer. I'm just going to prep my skin and put it on as I normally would, but I'll have to decide how I ultimately feel in the end. On my lips, sticking with Natasha Denona, I have her My Dream lipstick on. If you like the way my lips are looking, you like the shade, I also have the My Dream gloss on. Everything else I've got on my face is pretty much Natasha Denona, except I did use a Laura Geller eyebrow pencil. So that is my thoughts and feelings on this product so far. Like I said, I'll try to remember to pin a comment and let you know how that third try went. If you are not already following me, please give me a follow and join our little makeup family here. And follow me over on Instagram. I'd love to be friends with you over there. If you liked the video or you found it helpful, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps me, and it helps push out content to other people that may find the benefit in this video. And there's more to come. I want to thank you for your time. I really do appreciate your time as always, and I'll see you soon.